Selflessness is the hardest thing to do as a human being. That's a man right there. I look up to him. It's the number one thing that you would look for in a teammate, in a SEAL team. It's the hardest thing to do.
Speaking to that young guy who maybe has been led slightly astray, what is it to be a man? Like, what does it mean to be a real man?
I would say the primary attribute of someone that I look at and I'm like, you know, that's a man right there. I look up to him is selflessness, which is crazy to think about. Like, selflessness is the hardest thing to do as a human being. Like, that's the hardest thing to do, is to put the well-being of other people who you're responsible for, who you should love and care for, like to put their needs and desires and their well-being above yourself. Like, any man who's able to do that, like a man who puts his wife before himself, his children before himself, like, that is like the ultimate achievement. You know what I mean? Sure. And a man that can do that consistently over time. Selflessness. It's the number one thing that you would look for in a teammate, in a SEAL team. It's the number one thing that, you know, women should look for in their future husbands. It's the hardest thing to do, you know?
Yeah, do you think it's against our natural instinct?
It is.
So slightly beyond survival, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely against our natural inclinations. And I don't even know that we have the ability to become selfless without the help of God. I'll speak for myself anyways. You know, I don't think that I had the ability to even grasp what it looks like to be selfless, or let alone how to even actually act that out without the help of what we call the Holy Spirit of God, which is living in us, you know.
I do think it takes something more, to share.
Because you're going against your nature, right?
Yeah. No, I think you're right. And to do it truly selflessly is another thing as well. Because you can do it, I think a lot of people do things selflessly, but there's a mental note or a marker against somebody's name. There's an expectation to receive back. You know, truly giving without expectation, rarely exists. I think I had this, you know, we spoke about Erwin McManus. This is the exact conversation I had about him, about truly giving without expectation is a very rare thing. To do something for somebody and walk away without anything in return, or not even that sort of thought process in your head, I think is that is a special thing to do. Like, I think
you can't do something that you don't want. Mm. Like, what we're all doing in life is we're acting out our desires. It's impossible for you to do something that you don't want to do. Like, you won't do it because you don't want it. So what has to change? Something has to change your desire. Something has to change what you want.
And that makes perfect sense.
That's that is what the Holy Spirit does. He comes in, I told you, you go from a pig to a man, changes what you want. That's the core of it all, you know?
When you're doing the runs, how are you balancing what you want out of that situation versus serving as well?
So me personally, with my running, it has always, and I can honestly say this, it has always been about the bigger purpose behind it, of being able to create this content, or to be able to create a story that I can share with people, or you know, build a platform that we can, you know, help people off of. You know what I mean? Like, for me, that's really what running's always been about for me. Why do I want to win the race? Well, I don't want to win the race because I can say that I won this race. Like, I don't even have any medals. Like every 100 miler you finish, you get a belt buckle. I give all my belt buckles away to whoever crews me at the race. Like, I have 0 belt buckles. I have 0 medals. Like, none of that crap means anything to me. Like, I want to go and win the race because, dude, we're creating this film, and like, it's on me to push, to win, to do well, so that it makes the film good, so that, you know, people are going to watch this and they're going to take these lessons away from it, right? Now, that's just me. Like, my buddy Chili was the exactly opposite. Like, Chili, he ran, and he'll tell you this, he ran for a long time, all for him. You know what I mean? But I'm lucky, by the time I started running, I was far enough in my journey and mature enough that even from the very beginning, I always made that as about something bigger than me. I'm only just using the conduit for, the run is just the conduit to tell a story, to teach a lesson, to create something inspiring. That's all it is. It's just the conduit that we use. It's the medium that we use.
Hope you're enjoying this episode with Chad Wright so far. If you want to see an extended cut of this interview, because we couldn't get absolutely everything in there, from the conversations in his car to his lounge to the morning coffee talks, find them all at Patreon down below. Use the link in the description for exclusive benefits right now, where you can get behind the scenes, extended editions, early access, ad-free content, and much, much more with the link down below. Thank you, Patreon community, for making this possible. We could not fly our film crew around the world and make this happen without your support. Let's dive back into the episode.
I've always said this, documentary film is like the most powerful medium. Like, I think it is really, you know, it has everything, you know, that people can really buy into. I think it's such a great way of telling a story and getting people to have a shift in their lives.
But you can't suck and make a documentary, you know what I mean?
Well, that's my next point, is that let's say the cameras weren't there, writing those stories to be able to tell people, having those experiences and learning those lessons for yourself to be able to teach people. How important is it for people to be able to go out there and live their life? I think Joe Rogan did a really good, he did like a talk on this, but it was like, live your life as if a documentary film crew is following you. Like, do that. And if you're at the part where it really sucks right now, great, because that's life. And like, now you're gonna have the rise and like see this crew following you and live that way. And I've always said that as well, is like, we should live our lives as if we are trying to tell a story. Like, we are, you know, we're trying to find these lessons. And I guess that speaks on to doing hard things. What's the importance of, it doesn't have to be a run, but like going through obstacles, stepping outside of your comfort zone, especially in a world where we can choose the comfort zone whenever we want. Like, why choose difficult when I could sit on the sofa, chill out, eat an ice cream, watch TV?
Yeah. Well, you might be able to do that right now. You might be able to choose comfort right now, but there's a time coming for all of us where we're going to lose a loved one. We're going to get a bad diagnosis. Our business is going to fail. We're going to have problems in our marriage, big problems. And ultimately, there's coming a time for all of us where we are going to have to go through the process of dying, which is like the final finish line. I want to die well. Like, when I die, I want to die well. If I get the opportunity to, you know. So the importance of doing hard things is because, don't lie to yourself. Life is going to get hard for you. If it hasn't yet, it's coming. Something is about to blindside you. We do these hard things intentionally so that we are prepared to make the right decisions in that moment, to be the person who we're called to be in that moment, to set the example for everyone around us in real life who's watching us and how we react to this hard thing, to set the example in that moment by making the right decisions. You will not make the right decision in that real life moment, that real life catastrophe. You will not make the right decision in that moment if you have not prepared for that moment, and you don't get to try again. There's no redos. That's why we train. It's intentional repetition so that we are making the proper response to adversity our default reaction, so that when it happens in real life, you don't even have to think about how you're going to respond to it. You just respond to it in the way you've been training to respond for hundreds of thousands of reps and thousands of hours. I've trained for this one moment when somebody I love gets sick, when I get sick, when I'm laying on my deathbed and I'm surrounded by my loved ones. But I'm prepared for that. I'm prepared to endure that discomfort. I'm training for those moments, you know. I mean, that's really the foundation of it all, really. You know,